No, Palestine is not at war with Israel and certainly not with the United States. Folks, this is Fernando doing another video for the Modern Survivalist, and I took a few days so as to not fall for all of this, for all of the, well, what, not me, Forbes describes as actual fake news. And they have disclaimed many of the things that you've been seeing floating around in terms of all of this mess. It's stuff that comes directly out of video games at times, footage, news, breaking news about tactical nukes being deployed in Gaza. You're really going to be throwing a tactical nuke right in basically your own territory, and a bunch of other nonsense, one after the other. The stuff about people that obviously don't know basic geography, like some being told that Afghanistan is going to be crossing the border into Israel. That's where Afghanistan is. That's where Israel is. You're not crossing any border into Israel from Afghanistan. It's not a neighboring country. And it goes on. This is something that I saw all over the place. And I thought, man, that really looks like police. It didn't seem to be something related to it. In fact, it wasn't. So once you take a step back and you analyze things a little bit better, you see that it's not what you're being told. In terms of how this got started, well, that's where some of the first questions arise. In theory, this is how this started, right? In theory, this is what went down. They just threw down the wall, the perimeter from Gaza, and they just walked across. I don't know if people have any idea what they're looking at. This is what it looks like. This is the map of Israel. This is the Gaza Strip. That's why it's called a strip. It's just a very narrow strip of land. And this is the West Bank. And yes, here you have the Golan Heights, which are being occupied by Israel right now within Syrian territory. This is very deceiving because West Bank is not like Palestine state. This is not the Palestine state divided into these two pieces of land. This is basically an open air prison is really the best way to describe it. The perimeter is completely controlled by Israel. Nothing goes in or out without the permission of the Israeli government. And this idea that this is the same thing, no, it's not. This is actually a lot more like, let me show you this one. This would be a better representation. If you take into account the land that is occupied, the settlers, and so on. In fact, many of these small pieces of territory or small towns, it's just little prisons where these people live, and they're completely 100% under the control of the Israeli government. So you're under control of the Israeli government in the West Bank, and you're under control of the Israeli government in the Gaza Strip. No question whatsoever about this. This is how it looks like from a photo, a satellite photograph. This is all the perimeter. They have boats over here. They have this perimeter. And you're not allowed to get close, to even throw rocks, to do any of that. You get shot right away. They have armed guards all over this perimeter. They have cameras that have facial identification. They even have guns automated to shoot people based on that facial recognition, both in Gaza and in the West Bank. So the idea that somehow these people just went with a bulldozer and just walked across is, you have to be a child to believe this. I don't see how anyone that has any understanding of what is going down in this place could possibly believe this for a few minutes. But let's pretend we do believe that. How is it that this went down? Well, this is as of right now, this is the official version of what went down, okay? So they went with drones. How is it that they got these drones within Gaza? You cannot bring a bag of cement into Gaza without going through a checkpoint from Israel. You don't have free flow of people or goods in Gaza. It's been bombed a number of times and rebuilt with foreign aid, and it's still basically a prison of 2 million people, okay? So how is it that they got these drones? The footage that's made it immediately. This is all under control. Nothing goes on in this place without absolute control from Israel. So this is what I mean. The quality is quite good. How they filmed this like a movie. This is fantastic. The assault. Okay, so they first attack these watchtowers, right? Because they have watchtowers all over the perimeter, right? And yeah, they bombed these, and no one noticed this. Oh, because it was a Jewish holiday. It's one of those special Jewish holidays in which, you know, there's no soldiers patrolling or even yet like looking around a little bit. That's a level of mishandling you need so as to not realize. And here's the rockets. Yeah, 5,000 rockets. Is it 5,000? I don't know. There's a guy here with one of these little paragliders. That's the air attack that they were talking about. So the official story is that Gaza attacks Israel through air, land, and sea. The sea part of the attack, I haven't seen even this. The idea of calling this an air raid because there's a guy with a paraglide. What is it? 2, 3? How many of these were there? How could you possibly talk about an air attack on a country like Israel with one of the most powerful air forces in the planet, and you're getting attacked by one dude in a paraglider with an AK-47? That's the extent of the attack. No one saw this. No one realized this was going on. Oh, here's the vehicles. Okay, yeah, this is clearly a very sophisticated military operation. It's not as if there's just a bunch of guys running across the border completely unchecked. Oh, well, it kind of is, because if we look at it, that's what happened. It's not really a bulldozer, but whatever, okay. No one saw this? No one saw this happening. No one realized. Shooting randomly into the sky, that sounds very improvised and poorly planned. But let's pretend this is how it went down. Okay. All right. Oh, they had motorcycles, and of course they're screaming out Allah Akbar, so you know they're meaning business. Do you notice anything here interesting? Well, they almost kill each other. That's one of the most noticeable things. But look at this army. Look at this well-regulated militia going across that border. Do you notice anything else? They don't even have guns. They don't even have a vest. I'm better armed than these guys. They don't even have a gun. They have nothing. They're running across there with nothing. They have motorcycles. This guy is like thin. I guess he can walk or run quite a bit. He hasn't even got a bottle of water, for crying out loud. And these are the guys that organized all of this. Do you see any resemblance between these guys running across the border and the ones that supposedly participated in the more extent attack of this operation? Okay? How many of these guys have guns? How well organized was this? Because I would expect, at the very least, to have someone with a fucking gun, a pistol, a revolver, something. These guys are mostly unarmed. They just jump on motorcycles and run across the border. And what's going on the Israeli side of this? Because this fence is really usually patrolled all the time. They have cameras. I mean, we're talking about a level of sophistication that involves a dude with an AR, not even a pair of binoculars, just looking at the guys getting close to this and shooting them down. That's what they've been doing for literally decades. That's how Israel handles this. They're not shy about shooting these people, in case anyone hasn't noticed that already. They're not shy about shooting anyone that gets close to this fence, throws a rock, or even looks at them in a way that they don't like a whole lot. They just shoot people down because that's how it's been going for decades now. All of a sudden, that's not the case anymore. They just go with a shovel and just push it away. Fine piece of machinery, that caterpillar, right? And all of these unarmed dudes running across. All right. Okay, yeah, this is, and the best thing you can do for your cause. I mean, this is Hamas, right? This is the military branch, or the more organized faction within the Palestine people in Gaza, right? The best thing they have in mind is, with their genius military operation, is they'll go and start shooting at a bunch of people in a festival or party that is supposedly in favor of peace in the region or in favor of the Palestine people. So they go through the fence for the first time, and God knows, since they've been locked in there, and they go and attack the people that are doing a party for peace and freedom and whatnot. And they end up going at the one that they've shown around, that woman, a German citizen. So they start going after people that are supposedly on their side in theory. Now, if you see some of the video in Twitter, there's new versions of even this, that rave festival. There's actually footage of armed guards and a damn tank, which was definitely not from Hamas, shooting one another. And there's strong versions about people mostly getting caught in that crossfire from some of these people that ran towards that party event going on. So there's so many weird things going on that just don't make any sense whatsoever. Again, the most guarded perimeter in the face of the earth. Nothing is more guarded than the Gaza Strip in this planet, in Earth, where we all live. This perimeter, as you see, so clean, it's because it's patrolled and controlled all the time. There you have Egypt, same thing. They're not allowed into Egypt. They're not allowed into the Mediterranean. They're just stuck here, locked in this strip of land, the most crowded strip of land in the planet, with 2 million people. Every once in a while, bombed. Every once in a while, some kind of rocket is shot and it's caught by the Iron Dome. And this has been going on for a number of years now. All of a sudden, in spite of the warnings, there's been several warnings from the Egyptian government telling them, hey, there's something going on here. In spite of the obvious sight of someone coming towards you with a damn caterpillar, you don't realize that? You never saw that coming? Okay, let's just claim that's how this goes. Yeah, anyway. So, they attack through air, land, and sea. The sea part, I haven't even seen that. What is, they were swimming? Anyway, that's the complex military operation, all right? They blew up the fence and just walked through. All right. Oh, they had motorcycle guys. I mean, they're like delivering pizza or invading Israel. Either one. Yeah. How many people is it? There's no soldier here in Gaza. There's no Israeli soldier in the Gaza Strip because of holidays. Okay, sure. Now, so as to make things even more interesting, we have not only just a bunch of just fake news and misinformation. I actually heard a lady complaining about how she was saying that this is worse than the Holocaust, while showing these images. A woman called Georgina Barbarossa in an Argentine channel was saying that this is worse than the Holocaust because she has family in Israel and she's from the community and so on. Literally, she said that twice. Twice she said that while showing these images. Little problem is that this is not Israel. This is, as of still right now, this is the bombing of the Gaza Strip in retaliation, as it usually happens, in retaliation from the attack from Hamas. They bomb the crap out of the Gaza Strip. This has been done numerous times over the years, as you probably know. They blow the crap out of all of this, and then with foreign aid, it is rebuilt, and then they blow it up again, and it goes on and on. Now, people have said a number of idiotic things. And yeah, I was listening to Joe Rogan saying, oh, because of the money from Iran, that money was not, it's still in Qatar as far as I know. So there's no way in which this was financed in any way by that money from Qatar. Who is this benefiting? Well, I mean, you don't have to be a damn genius to see where this is going. But the interesting thing is, apparently people are so stupid that they don't see that there's no point in sending to this region. What is it the United States is selling right now? The U.S. is deploying an aircraft carrier and land-based jet fighters to Middle East. Okay, what for? You're going to be doing what? Are you planning on dropping a nuke where? In the Gaza Strip here? So this is Israel. This is the Gaza Strip. It's 10 kilometers wide. You're going to be dropping a nuke on your own prison camp. No? Okay. What is it? You're going to be dropping it here in this prisons that you have all over the West Bank where you have the Palestinians. There, you're dropping a nuke. Where is the jet fighter that the United States is sending supposed to drop bombs? There's no, I mean, it's incredible that people don't understand this. There's no Palestinian Air Force. There's no Palestinian army. You do have Hamas, which is the armed resistance or terrorists or freedom fighters, depending on what side you're in and whatever you want to call it. I could not give a crap because I'm not Israeli and I'm not Palestine. I do understand, though, when we're being bullshitted, and it is unfortunate that so many people have been falling for this so long. The idea that the United States is being attacked by a bunch of people that, as of right now, this is more about a damn humanitarian crisis in the making, because it's 2 million people that are now without water, without food, and yeah, I mean, what could you do? Like bomb all of this? Some people have suggested that. Okay, maybe end it for once and all, push them into the sea, whatever. But the idea that this is now a threat to in the region, it is ridiculous. Many of the things that are being said right now are being disproven or being confirmed to be fake news within a matter of minutes. Some of the most outrageous, ridiculous things you have heard of. Yes, of course, there has been an attack. Yes, these people have crossed that fence and they have killed people. No doubt about that whatsoever. Now, when you show images of this, you have to realize this is not the attack of the Palestinians or Hamas on Israel. This is the attack of Israel as retaliation on the Gaza Strip. 99.99% of these people are women and children, people that are not related to the Hamas armed branch of this movement or whatever the hell it is. These are people that are just trapped there probably their entire lives. Most of the people that are getting killed right now are people that never had a chance in hell, and they've lived in this open-air prison their entire lives. And, well, yeah, now they're paying for what they voted for, because, yeah, they vote for Hamas. Okay, yeah, maybe that's how it goes. Now, it's interesting that this is now the greatest threat in the planet. There's people that are calling this the start of World War III. Stop with the warmongering. Stop with the idiotic mentality that United States is under attack by a bunch of rock throwers, right? And right, it's not just rock throwers. They have advanced motorcycles, and some of them may eventually get a gun if they run fast enough. That these people are a threat to the United States is, you have to be a child to believe this for just 1 second, okay? Sorry for the people that lost their lives in the attacks from Hamas, and for the people that were in the concert, and sorry for the people that are bombed to pieces right now by the Israeli government and dying under this rubble. My heart goes out to anyone, and I'm not being ironic or anything. I'm serious about, I don't like anyone getting hurt. But we have to be realistic about this. This is not the start of World War III. No, the U.S. is not at war. I would even argue that there's not even much of a war in Israel itself. There's been an attack, which is very questionable, the manner in which this even started or was allowed to happen in the first place, given that is, again, the most controlled area in this planet. And it's been that way for many years, all right? Stop with the paranoia, stop with the fear-mongering, and for what I try to do here in the channel, don't let yourself get carried away by the fear-mongering, the paranoia, the war-mongering, and the idea that it makes any sense to send a plane carrier to something that Israelis themselves, with 5% of their military power as it stands right now, they can wipe out this entire region in maybe less than 5 minutes. They can destroy all of these people several times over in a matter of minutes. In fact, they're probably doing a lot of that already right now. They don't need your help. They've got enough of that already, and it's just a matter of, do whatever you want with them. I mean, keep them in these camps and prisons and these things that are, it's just fucking horrible living conditions for. I was looking at some of the videos. Some people here, they have like checkpoints like to go within their house. So a guy that walks out of his own house, he has like a gate and a guy watching him as he walks out of his house, and he's asked for his papers each time. Or they get like raided in the middle of the night and they get photographed, the entire family, for the facial recognition software that they use to allow them to walk on certain roads or certain streets or not, or have the damn automated gun shoot at them if they're in the kill list. That's the reality of the people living here. That's the reality of the people living in the Gaza Strip, right? So that's basically it, guys. I just wanted to wait a couple days so as to have an honest assessment of this and not fall for this paranoia, and especially not for all of the fake news that's been all over the place these last few days, as Forbes, well, they just mentioned a couple of these, but it's noticeable how much of this is floating around even right now. Many of the things they're saying right now that I don't even want to repeat, because I don't want to be useful for the spreading of fake news myself. Most of what's being said right now, also, it's being disproven at the same moment. Guys, see you in the next one. Take care.